Okay, weiter gegangen. So in here we see a Teshuvos Rush. We said earlier about this Rashi. Rashi. So with Machlekes, Rav Lazar and Sumchas, whether they bring a Ashram Tolui. Rav Lazar says that he brings an Ashram Tolui because he's not Mamash Tolui Bezdin, or he may not be Mamash Tolui Bezdin. It's like he compares it to suffix of he eats a chaticha. He eats a piece of fat, and it's questionable if it's chaylev or shuman. And Sopka says no, because the tzad chiyuv, the likelihood that he is liable is much less than the likelihood that he is pater. According to Rashi. Um, the Teshuvos Rush says something else. He learns it a little bit differently. It says Simus Amatolu. Din Suffolk Chalev. Here's the Teshuvos Rush. Din Eichel Suffolk Chalev L'achar Shavi Ashim Tolu Yesh L'Shu Tolu Me'asurim. So the din of Suffolk Chalev after he brings Ashim. So L'achar Shavi Ashim Tolu Yesh L'Shu Tolu Me'asurim. Avzim Blehavas Korban Tolu. So this person, without bringing Korban Tolu, Eli dig me Yisurim. He doesn't have to worry about Yisurim. The Anas who his Anas, the Dami La Adam Shevi Kabarsa Ben Ashmashas, is similar to somebody who brought his kapara Ben Ashmashas erev Pesach on erev Pesach. Damrinan Bepesach Sheni Bepesach Sheni Beperek Tamid Nishchas Ta'asi Esa the Pesach the Isbei Karis. So he asked Ashlama Alei Hashim Kol Kabbalas Kum Tleis Be Karis Safiki Hava Hayoim Mizra Kadam or Laila Pater Milhavi Korban Acher. So Makmina Hayoim B'Chaskasik because the reason so he says so if we're not sure whether or not it's day or night, so we say that it's day because because since it was day, there's a chazaka. We go based on until we know that it's changed. We go based on the previous time, which was day. So to here we keep this person in his original chazaka. The Taylor Bezdin who for Loy Pesheya who also Vadaita Shakser Bahem Bezdin. So we keep him in his original chazaka, that he's relying on Bezdin and not because and he's not a Pesheya because he didn't dawn on him that Bezdin would recant. He has faith in Bezdin, and therefore it didn't dawn on him that Bezdin would recant. Okay, so we're holding here so then we had this thing about the nafkamina between Akiva and Ben Azai, but here at Huru Bezdin Lekor as Kol Guf. So the Mishnah said that if the Bezdin was Moira, it instructed if they instruct to uproot the entire guf, the entire din in the Torah. Tanarabana neum davar v'loy she'aker a mitzvah kula. So our rabbis taught ne'elam davar that something is ne'elam, not that it should be oiker kol ha-mitzvah kula. Oiker ha-mitzvah kula. So that doesn't work. Kate said, "What's the case? Amale need a b'Torah and Shabbos b'Torah and what's called b'Torah yachli chayavim." So somebody said, if Bezdin says ain't Torah and Shabbos b'Torah, there's no din of Shabbos b'Torah, there's no din of what is over Torah. So there's no din of Nida b'Torah, no din of Shabbos b'Torah, no din of Azar b'Torah. All of these are isurim that have Isser Kares. So maybe they should be chayiv. Maybe Bezdin is chayiv. Tamalayim ne'elam davar. So it says ne'elam davar. V'lo she'ta'alam mitzvah kula. That shouldn't be that the entire mitzvah is suddenly lost on them. Okay. I'm calling mitzvah kula. So therefore they're putter. But if they say there's need b'Torah b'alaval shemeres yom pineked yom putter yesh Shabbos b'Torah b'hamayis b'shas putter. If they say there is need b'Torah, but someone who is b'al shemeres yom pineked yom is putter, there is Shabbos b'Torah, but a hamayis b'shas is putter. There is a Avodah in the Torah, but just being mishtachava, just bowing, you'd be putter. Yachli p'turim tamleimer v'ne'elam davar v'lo yikol haguf. V'ne'elam davar. So tamleimer v'lo yikol haguf. So maybe it'll be putter. So it says no, ne'elam davar v'lo yikol haguf. Interesting. Davar v'lo yikol haguf. Amar Mar Yachli P'turim. So he's asking on the question of the Gemara. It says that Hamoitzi mi about Amr Yeshli B'Torah about Baal Shemeshim Yoy Make Shav B'Torah about Moitzi B'Torah Potter. So he's asking that if you're so Yachli P'tur, what do you mean? What's the thing? Yachli P'tur. Why would? What's the having that should be putter in that case? I became a mitzvah mitzvah P'turim uba kiris kolagov P'turim. So if they're Makayim some and are Mavatal some, if they're only Mavatal part of a mitzvah, they're putter, and if they're Oiker the whole mitzvah, they're putter. But my chayavim, in what case are they putter? If you're telling me that if they do the whole thing, they're putter, and if they do the part of it, they're putter. So what are they chayiv? There's no case where they're chayiv. No, Tana harikashale. So no, Tana had a question here. Ema davar kul nosamashma. Tamalay nelam davar my mashma amar ula karber nelam mi davar. So it says no. The Gemara, the Tana, the Enochanami, that would be ridiculous to say that they're putter in both cases. But rather, the Tana was questioning the first din. It was saying that the Tana was saying that it sounds to me, davar sounds like a whole thing. So it says no, because we learn ne'elam davar, ne'elam mi davar. So let's see what it says. Tana harikashale. This is the Tana's question. Davar kula milsa mashma. That davar is mashma everything. Her best in la'aka kol guf halaksiv mi davar Ifcha, the her levatal mixes, the kai mixes, yochli pturim, ki her like this, yuchayam. So it says no, to him, davar sounds like the whole thing. It's a davar is a thing. So it sounds like a whole thing, a whole mitzvah. So maybe you'll say the opposite. Maybe you'll say no, her levatal mixes, the kai mixes, if they said Nida is aser still, but a ball shemashim keneged yoim is mutter. Which is a type of Shemashim Keneged is a type of Zava, so it's a different version of Nida. So maybe it's without getting we're not going to get into the technicalities of what the Shemashim Keneged is. Suffice it to say, it's not the full case of Isser Nida. So okay, fine. So aim. So if her vatal mixes kind of mixes yochli b'turim ki her like chayam. So it's mash with him that a dover is the whole thing. So maybe we'll say the opposite. If they said to be vatal mixes like kind of mixes their pater, only chayim if they're moira to uproot the whole thing. Taman loimer ne'elam v'ne'elam dover b'olam the bittul mixes ki chayiv. It's coming to tell you. So it's going to tell you that bittul mitzvah mikdas mikdas chayev. My mashma claimer. Why is it mashma? Hechi mash mehaid nelam have a key mikdas bittul mitzvah. So how mehecha tesa that nelam is key mitzvah and bittul key mikdas bittul mitzvah. How do we the Gemara says, so this is the Talmud Leimer and never Ne'elam Dover. It says, so we teach you Ne'elam Dover. What's the answer? How Ne'elam Dover means literally this thing, something was hidden or was hidden from them. If you learn Dover means a whole thing, so it should still be a whole thing. Why should you suddenly start saying that that Ne'elam Dover means kiyum miktas and bittul mixas, that it means keeping some, that they're keeping some and nullifying part of a mitzvah. Where are they getting this? So Amar Ula says Kori ba v'ne'elam midavar. So it says no. We learn out. They read it v'ne'elam midavar. High mem the ne'elam. So the mem at the end of ne'elam end of the mem. Shadja adavar the mem nidras l'fanav la'achrav. So put it on davar because this mem is on the davar on davar because a mem is sometimes nidrash. It's sometimes learned out. It's sometimes in learning of a pasuk. So we put the mem in the beginning and the end. And so therefore comes out ne'elam midavar. It's read ne'elam midavar, ne'elam from something, umashma midavar v'lo kol davar. Which and clearly ne'elam midavar is mashma that it's ne'elam from something, but not the whole thing. Okay. So okay. Chizkiah Amar Kra. So Chizkiah says, now the pasuk says, "V'asu achas mikol mitzvahs." It says they did one from all of the mitzvahs. Mikol mitzvahs v'loy kol mitzvahs. Mikol mitzvahs v'loy kol mitzvahs. It says that they did one of all the mitzvahs. So it says he says from all the mitzvahs and not, meaning from all the mitzvahs, mikol mitzvahs and not kol mitzvahs. It's not that they did kol mitzvahs, it's that they did mikol mitzvahs, they did one of the mitzvahs. which the Gemara then quickly ends, mitzvahs tarti mashma. So the Gemara says, mitzvahs is mashma too. Meaning, it's not telling you that, meaning, the simple way to learn the pasuk is that it's saying one of the 613 mitzvahs in the Torah, or not one of the 13, one of the various mitzvahs loita say that the chiv is chiv kares, is going to tell you that if they did one of those, it's as opposed to all the mitzvahs in the Torah. So Amr of Nachman Bar Yitzchak, mitzvahs ksiv. So Rav Yachman says mitzvahs ksiv. Let's see. So says Rashi. Chesky Sefer the Kronafka, Mikol Mitzvahs. So Chesky is learning not from this Nelam Midavar, that is a Nelam Davar, Nelam Midavar. Because we know from the end of the pasuk, it says Va'astu Achas Mikol Mitzvahs. They did one of the mitzvahs. So it's Mashma Mikol Mitzvahs Shel Shabbos, which is one of all the mitzvahs of Shabbos, which is Bittul Mitzvahs and Kiyum Mitzvahs. Or Mikol Mitzvah Shel Avodas Kachavim, or from all the mitzvahs of Avodas Kachavim. Then we Bittul Mitzvahs, Ukiyum Mitzvahs, so which is Bittul Mitzvahs, Ukiyum Mitzvahs. Or Mikol Mitzvahs Nida, then we Bittul Mitzvahs, Ukiyum Mitzvahs. Or from all the mitzvahs of Nida, which is Bittul Mitzvahs and Ukiyum Mitzvahs. V'lo Yikol Mitzvahs, V'lo Yikol Mitzvahs Shabbos, V'lo Yikol Guf. V'lo Yikol Mitzvahs Nida, so from one of the mitzvahs, not the whole mitzvah Shabbos or Nida. So then the Gemara says mitzvahs tarti mashma kloimer. Mitzvahs tuva mashma. Kigoy mitzvah Nida v'Shabbos v'Yisachavim. The hachi mashma asa echem mikol mitzvahs Hashem. So meaning that mitzvahs is more like is mashma more than one, like Nida and Shabbos and Chavim. So it's mashma that they did one of the mitzvahs, like Shabbos or Chavim or Nida, and not all the mitzvahs. But it could be reasonably learned that about it is talking about where they instructed that it is okay to be Iker Kol Guf. Amr of Nachman Bar Yitzchak, mitzvah ksiv, b'chad vav, chada mitzvah mashma. So it says that mitzvah is only written with one vav. So with one vav, it's only one mitzvah. It's actually only one mitzvah. The hachim mashma asa echan we call mitzvahs the Shabbos, as we call mitzvahs the Chavim, mitzvahs the Chavim. Echem Mekom is Nida, Davim Mekayim, Mix the Shabbos, Mavim Mix the Shabbos. So, V'hu Adin L'shar Mitzvahs Tekiyim, Ubitul Miktas, Chayav Lacha Kol Guf. Sorry. V'hudin L'Voyis Chavim, V'hudin L'Nida, V'hudin L'shar Mitzvahs Tekiyim Miktas, Ubitul Miktas, Chayav Lacha Kol Guf, Pater. So mitzvah, it's much so. Even though it's mitzvahs, it's written with a. It's the vav is taken as is read mitzvahs, but it's written mitzvahs. It's written mem tzadik vav hey, which is somewhat mashma one mitzvah. Okay. So yeah, so this is what we just read. Okay. For Rashi Amar, so Rashi learns differently. He says, Yalef mi davar davar mizakin mamre. So he learns Xer Shava of davar davar mizakin mamre. Why? Tachsiv be mizakin mamre. It says mizakin mamre ki yiftachem bin davar loy tasim min davar sheyigiu lach yom small. It says ki yifla min mechad davar loy tasim min hadavar sheyigiu lach yom small. You shouldn't. So it says if you're unclear about a thing, say you should about a davar, one of the mitzvahs is a davar, so you shouldn't veer from the words that that the chachamim teach you, neither right nor left. So so it says min hadavar. So ma zakin mamre min hadavar like hadavar. So it says min hadavar. So a zakin mamre is somebody who is mafli min hadavar asher yigidu lachem in small. The case of a Talmid Chacham who rebels and he teaches against what the Chachamim teach. That's min hadavar. So it says he teaches min hadavar, and not the whole thing. So too it says so we learn Vanel and Davar. In the case of over here, right, we learn Vanel and Davar. Here, Vanel and Davar, Mikol Mitzvahs, said that one of that it's hidden from the Chazal, from the Chachamim, from the Bezdin, from Sanhedrin. One of the davar, one of the things, and therefore their moira that their moira that it's mutter, and it says by Zachin Mamre that it says you shouldn't veer from what the Chachamim tell you davar min hadavar from minute. So min hadavar. So we learn davar. We have it there. Sheva davar. We learn min hadavar, that just like there, it's min hadavar, it's from the thing. So meaning not the whole mitzvah, it's a specific part of the davar that the chachamim tell you. So the second mamre is chayav on, and a second mamre is not chayav if he tells you there's no such thing as in the Torah. So too, Bezdin's not chayav if they teach that there's no such thing as in the Torah. They're only chayav if it's min hadavar. Okay. Says Rashi, min hadavar like hadavar, just like zakin mamre, it's min hadavar, and like hadavar, they say min hadavar. It's not be'elah and nachim. So we learn in Sanhedrin, perik Elohim and nachim, ha'emer ain't tefillin laver al divrei Torah pater. If someone says there's no tefillin in the Torah, it's pater. Chamesh teitatzvais leitzval divrei seifrim chayev. If they say there's 5 batim in the Shalrosh, then you're chayav. Nahanu min hadavar v'loi kol hadavar, because that's a detail in the davar and not the whole thing. Okay. So yeah, ma mamre davar min hadavar v'loi kol hadavar. So just like a mamre, it's from the thing, not the whole thing. Af b'hara davar v'loi kol haguf. So to b'hara, to be mechayev the mepar b'hara, it's min hadavar. It's davar v'loi kol haguf. It's not the whole thing. Amar Yehuda Amar Shmuel. Yehuda said b'shem Shmuel, "Ein bezdin chayavim aksher b'davar she'netzakim moedim by." Bezdin is not chayav to bring a par hell davar, unless they're moira, until they're moira on something that the tzedaikim do not admit to. Aval b'davar she'netzakim moedim by. But with something that the tzaddikim are moida to it, pturim, so they're putter. My time, and what's the reason? It's a still kari beirav. Go because because go to a malame and they'll teach you. It's prefer the thing that tzaddikim were a sect of people that didn't believe in Torah Shebal Peh. They only believed in Torah Shebiksav. And so if the tzaddikim admit to something, it means it's black and white in the Torah. So therefore, Zilkar Beirav, go to a Malamed, it'll teach you. Ein Beis Chayavim, Deloy have a Ma'al, Deloy have a Haram Ma'al Yad Shur Lahad B'davar She'en Tekin Moedim, She Aser, Shehu Leheter B'davar Iser, She'en Kasu B'Torah B'Hedya. So it says, so Rashi says it's not a Haram Ma'al until they're murdered to be mat or something that the Stoikim, the Sadducees, do not admit to be Aser, that the Ramar Leheter B'Davar Isser was saying that's Aser, that's not explicitly written in the Torah. The Zil Kar Beiravu Kiva the Efshur Loy Lomar Veleda Veloy have a shaking Ma'alya V'Karvel Mezid Hava. So since he could have learned and known, so it's not a total shagig and it's close to a Mezid, which is an interesting idea in Rashi because L'chora, I would have thought that Bezdin also it's a car of Lamazin, meaning like why shouldn't somebody trust Bezdin if meaning there are things that you're supposed to be like, oh, that's so obvious, I'm not going to listen to Bezdin about. Okay. I remember that many people learn that Davar Shein Tzadikim Moedim is that the Bezdin, it's not a real Haran Bezdin. It's not about the person is not supposed to quit. It shouldn't. It's not. It's the Bezdin is carved Lamazid. It's still carved Beirav. Let's see. I think that it's a Ben Chanal says this. Let's see. Okay, so I found this a Beta Chanano. It's over here. It's actually on Daf Hamer Bays because Beta Chanano was like a little bit out of sync at this Masechta. But it's Amr of Yehuda, Amr Shmuel, Erlim Beis and Chayavim, Ad Shir B'Davar Shein Tzadikim Moedim Bo. It says, so Rav Yehuda says, B'Shem Shmuel, Ein Beis Chayavim Ad Shir B'Davar Shein Tzadikim Moedim Bo. Beis is not Chayav until they are Mor B'Davar Shein Tzadikim Moedim Bo. Perish whom we did Chachamim, meaning that it's that they're Mor Heter and something that is learned out al pi chachamim. It's you need to have either you need to have Torah Shebiksav, you need to have to learn out the chiyuv kares. Of abadavar shes stoikim moedim boy, but something that's stoikim moeded to it, it's putter. It's putter. My timer. What's the reasoning? The zilkari be rav Ravhu, that it's a zil korbe Rav. Go to a malam. It'll teach you. Claim re'ain elurim la'ira. This bezdin is not roy la'ira. The shoyugim curve mazidim hey meitzel ha'ira, and their shoyugim curve mazidim meitzel ha'ira. They don't know Tanakh Pashat. They don't know Chumash Pashat. So their shoyugim curve mazidim meitzel ha'ira, like what they're teaching is the fact that they're teaching their Korav Lameza that they're teaching Shahai because they should have learned that this Pasha thing that is in Chumash. So that's what the Rebbeinu Chananel learns. It's hard to say that some people want to learn that Rashi learns this also. It's somewhat hard to say that. The reason being is that he says it's Lashon Yachid. Since he could have learned Chumash and known, so he's not a total shogeg in his korban mezid. It's mashma that it's going on the person, that the person shouldn't have trusted Bezdin to say such a thing. So there's a lot to say about this that I've said in other places about certain cases where we're told by Chazal that not to take a pasuk in a way that would be chayav, that where one could have possibly learned out a pasuk one way, and pasuk that stoikim would make such a mistake, and Chazal tell us not that way, and sometimes it's in Isser Kares, a lot of places in Shabbos, some places in Isser Nida. For instance, Zava not needing BS Mein Chaim, or only a Zav, for instance, is one case where it's a drasha that we learn out that a Zava could be a Zav, right? A Zav needs Mayim Chaim. He can't go to a mikveh and be matar himself. He needs to go to a Mayan. He needs to go to a spring that has Mayim Chaim. A Zava doesn't, so a Zava can be matar herself going to a mikveh, and we learn this out from a pasuk, because even though we learn out most things as Zav and a Zav are the same, but Tachlis, we learn out that it's not the case that saying maybe it's not a drasha, maybe that's just pashup shot. Whatever, I'm not going to get into the whole sugi there, but it's kusim. And Nida, but that was the case that jumped out at me, where there are cases where for instance, I know that the Karaites, I believe, claim that a Zava needs Mayim Chayim, they need running water, which they interpret to be a shower, but so it's not like they have it right either, but I'm saying, but Tachlis, we rely on Chazal to tell us that certain things that possibly at least a casual reader of Chumash, a Zilkori Beirav, might have not picked up on. So it seems like it needs some sort of geder what we mean by Zilkori Beirav. Okay. We'll continue later.